Oh, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about MultiverseX EGLD at the request of Rich J. We're doing this for you. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. So, EGLD, formerly known as Elrond, I believe. MultiverseX now. Looking at this thing on a monthly perspective, it does seem that you've found some support on your monthly RSI down at the 40 area. Battling it out with the 50 now. Not a good look. It would be very beneficial if the next 7 days, 18 hours, you could close this month green. So you're down about 17%. That's the goal for the next week or so, would be to close this month green. Move up about 17, 20% over the next 8 days, okay? We look at this thing on a weekly basis, and we can kind of see a bottoming formation, I would say, of this overall down move, right? You've moved down, and now you've been consolidating in this area, accumulating in this area potentially for the past, couple years, over 2 years now, really going on 3 years even. If we look at our relative low here to our relative high, you've had a deep retracement, or not even that deep actually, all the way down to the 61869 area. Pretty common retracement, I should say, and that's nice, right? Breaking out here, moving back down, finding support on the 123 daily moving average here, the green line. You broke out here, found support, and then ran off. You came all the way back to check back at this 123. I bet you do go to higher highs, right? So from a high here to a low right there, I would expect that you see prices anywhere from $70 to $88 or more by the end of January. You're at $35 now, so I think that this thing has a solid chance of seeing that. Now, prices up at $70 by the end of January, that could lead to a drop that pulls you back to like $44 in February, March, something like that. If you see targets that are higher, if you saw $88, there actually might be more of an argument to be made for even higher targets than that, right? If we take a look at this overall high to low from the last cycle's high to the current bear market low that we had, right, which is just like kind of double bottomed off of, triple bottomed off of, whatever you want to say. When you break above this high at $73 here, likely you're not going to stop until you see like $157 to $200. Okay, and based off of this fib range, if you break above 88, that $157 to $200 range, right in the middle of that's the 2618, the double golden extension at 175 here. There's an argument to be made that you could see prices between about $160 to $200, right smack dab in the middle at 170 or 175 there by the end of January for this thing. It's very possible, but it depends on how fast you move up, right? If I would say this is very important for EGLD right now, okay? If by the end of January you're not at least above like $150, $160 preferably, by the end of January, then likely you will not see a new all-time high. I was talking about this in my XRP video that I just made recently. I theorized that there will be a new generation of coins that consolidate for multiple cycles, and then next cycle, that's when they'll break out, right? EGLD could be one of those. EGLD could be one of those, because I know that this is a promising project. There's a lot of hope and hype going into it. I know that there's been some development, right? They're still doing work, but is it worthy of new all-time highs this cycle? I'm not so sure. But we've seen altcoins already that have consolidated for 2 cycles, seeing slightly lower highs, double tops, slightly higher highs, whatever, and then they're looking to break out. XRP, XLM, Litecoin could be one of them. Bitcoin Cash could be one of them. There's other coins that I'm just drawing a blank on right now, but we've seen it. So I think that with that, since we've seen it now, we will see it again. EGLD could be one of those coins in this new slew of coins that will consolidate for a multi-cycle period. If it doesn't, if we were to see new all-time highs, then I would expect by the end of January, like most coins, you will be at your relative 618 to 69 retracement from your high to low, your bear bull cycle high to bear cycle low, right? I would assume you're at least there, if not the 786, 886. There are plenty of coins that look to be at their 786, 886 by the end of January. All coins look to be at their 61869. If you can't be like all coins and at least get to the 61869, if you are below $107 by the end of January, really below $160 by the end of January, then it's very possible, EGLD, that you don't see new all-time highs this cycle. So if that's true, first and foremost, if you don't see new all-time highs, 375 would be probably where you go. That'd be my guess, between 375 and probably $600, because again, just below the all-time high or just above it. So I think 375 to $600 is a doable target. And you're at 35 now, so you've got at least a 10x left in you in this cycle, right? I absolutely believe that you do personally, unless you just fizzle out into nothingness, right? But you never know. But I think that this bottom here, it looks bullish enough at least to take you here by the end of the cycle. I definitely think a 10x is possible in this. So even if it doesn't see new all-time highs, there's still some serious gains to be made in this. If it does see new all-time highs this cycle, the targets would be anything from $1,300 to $4,000. Being at $35 right now, I mean, that puts a 100x on the table for EGLD. I don't know what is more likely. Is it going to stop? Is it not going to see new all-time highs? Will it see barely new all-time highs? Or will it see something in this range? I don't know what's more possible, so I'll leave it up to EGLD. Show me, prove to me that you're worthy of new all-time highs. Prove to me that you're worthy of this zone. Interact with this area, the golden ratio zone, by the end of January. Okay, by the end of January. It can't be later than that, man, because we get too much later in the cycle. There's not much time left. You can't make this amount of growth, you know, at the end of 2025. We need to see this happen in the very beginning of 2025. So if not, you know, it's very, very possible that from a high to a low here, EGLD by the end of January, you could be at $109. You could be at $107. You could be at $131. It's a possibility that you could be up here. I'd love to see it if you were up here. If we look at this high to low here, also on the fibs, you've got a lot agreeing with that $100 to $130 area. So that'll be a testament of strength for sure. Let's see what you can overcome. I think most coins, again, we're looking for that area there. Let me see. I think most coins over the coming month will likely grow anything from like a 2 to a 4x. So for EGLD to see its 618 at a minimum, that's a 4.4x. That's a little bit above the average of what I would expect for most coins. And you've been kind of underperforming most coins, so you'd have to show up now. It's not impossible. I'm not trying to write these targets out. To me, it does seem more likely that you see lower highs or a double top or a slightly higher high, some kind of a stagnant cycle this cycle. But unlike most people who, by the time that happens, will be writing this thing off and saying it's going to zero now, I'll be up here saying, you know what? I think next cycle will be the cycle that it runs. I think that it's just going to be in a multi-cycle consolidation phase personally. But what do I know? You know, it's hard to say. It's a lot of time. I could very well be wrong on that. But what I'm not so sure if I'll be wrong on is, will it see new all-time highs or not? And so let's wait for this move to end. Let's wait for the end of January. Let's see where we're going to be. My expectation would be something around 100 to 120 bucks. If you break above 157, I'll give it to you. You probably see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. But let's just see. Between 100 to 199, so $100 to $200, that's your target by the end of January. You're at 35 bucks now. Certainly some growth is expected in the coming days, coming weeks. 3-day RSI looks killer. Daily RSI, you're at the areas that you found support every other time. Again, finding support at that 123 moving average. There's no doubt in my mind that you're moving higher. It's just how much higher is the question. So hopefully we'll have that answer here soon. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Bye.